The new year began with the tech industry undergoing more workforce rationalization, continuing the downsizing trend from the previous year. Google laid off 1,000 employees, with CEO Sundar Pichai hinting at further job cuts. Amazon also plans to streamline its Prime Video and MGM Studios workforce. While the trend is not limited to IT, a potential spillover effect in India is also evident. According to layoff tracker layoffs.fyi, 2.6 lakh people were laid off globally in 2023, of which 16,398 were in India. In India, 4,700 employees were laid off in the edtech sector, followed by food, finance, retail, consumer and healthcare sectors. Google and Amazon and other tech majors maintain substantial employee bases in India. With fresh layoffs announced across their global corporations, how will the spillover in India look like? Anshuman Das of CareerNet explains what 2024 will hold for layoffs in India.
Specifically from a layoff point of view, it is obviously difficult to predict at what it is going to be, but I think the startup sector still continues to have stress, because if you actually see, most of the startups haven't really raised money substantially in 2023, and they were hoping that the valuations will come back, which and the liquidity globally will improve. So that hasn't really happened. And though they have kind of tried doing some layoff and reduced a lot of cost in 2023, but I think they will have a issue which will be there. And in 24, we could expect startups to have some layoffs. What I also believe is key areas like essentially IT services. If you notice, the net headcount hadn't really grown much in 2023. In fact, the net headcount had gone down. While they haven't done formally a layoff, but I don't see that their headcounts are going to go up significantly. It can be considered as a quasi-informal layoff, but I do see that their headcounts are not going to go up there, kind of a thing. So those are the few pockets where we see that we can still continue to see some adverse news coming in. The global MNC ecosystem, I don't see that much. Even some of the global companies like your Google, and they have announced layoffs globally. But I do believe that India will be a very late country which will be affected from a global MNC layoff point of view.
As Das points out, the IT sector is performing a quasi-layoff exercise as its headcount has already reduced considerably in the past 1 year. The big four in IT, Infosys, Wipro, TCS and HCL Tech, have been reporting a total sequential decline in headcount numbers. At the end of the third quarter of FY24, the IT giants reported a combined headcount reduction of over 50,875 employees compared to the same period in FY23. Apart from global economic slowdown, artificial intelligence is another trigger for continued job cuts in 2024 as global companies look to adopt AI and automation to lighten workloads. AI-led layoffs have also begun in India, with payments platform Paytm laying off 1,000 employees across its operations and marketing units in December 2023. Advertising company InMobi laid off 125 employees in the first week of January. Reportedly, both the companies have deployed artificial intelligence solutions to increase efficiency in operations. So, will this AI-led layoffs continue in 2024? If yes, which jobs will be the most affected?
On one hand, it will definitely soften the job market, but on the other hand, it will also create the job market. Net impact in short run, it could essentially eliminate, and the layoffs could outweigh the number of jobs getting created. But in mid to longer run, I do believe that it will create more jobs. So clearly, if you talk about the BPO space, content creation space, or let's say customer support, or essentially chat and those kind of a thing, you could always, AI is really catching up very fast.
Layoffs.fyi reveals that more than 100 Indian startups and tech companies laid off 16,398 employees in 2023 amid the funding winter. The number is 28,000 between January and September 2023, according to Longhouse Consulting. Analysts see it as the reflection of overall economic challenges caused by high interest rates and inflation. In the year ahead, startups may also see layoffs in core roles in tech, product, and finance teams. However, recovering from the mass layoffs during the pandemic, gig workforce in India witnessed a 5-fold increase in demand in 2023. The demand is expected to sustain across quick commerce, health tech, fintech, and e-commerce sectors.
So at this point of time, IT is still not recovered. It's in actually in a recovery stage where things are actually coming up, but still the recovery stage is actually not coming. But compared to other if we actually have to talk about other industries, we foresee a good about 8 to 8.5% of surge in terms of the hiring, what we have seen in the last year, Shivam. It includes your BFSI, maybe your automobile, maybe your retail, your travel and tourism. All these things will have a surge in the hiring. Now, the important point here to note is that the frontline roles, whatever that you see, maybe with manufacturing, specifically the electronic manufacturing services, at least for the next 2 to 3 years, there is not going to be a degrowth in hiring.
Analysts predict job cuts in startups, BPOs, and tech services in the first half of 2024, with a potential recovery in the second half of the year. Despite this, other sectors that require skills in AI, ML, and cloud are expected to remain positive for high-end job opportunities throughout the year.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
She has ambitions of becoming a brand. Business Standard.